Final down on table number 1. That's Mike Campagna on the right side of your screen. Dakota Diaz on the left. Yeah, that's Bob Diaz's son. Best 3 games out of 5. And the winner will earn the title of 2016 Florida State Expert Singles Champion. It was a single elimination event, so it is just one 3 out of 5 match. And it's Campagna striking first. This is Dakota Diaz, really a supremely talented young man, very athletic on the foosball table. Of course, the son of the great Bobby Diaz. And was telling me that he was having some issues, has not played a lot of foosball over the last few months, and is having issues with sores on his wrist. He's normally a snake shooter, but really can't shoot it because of the sores that have developed from really just not playing a whole lot. The calluses aren't there. We'll see how it plays out. I think he's capable of winning matches with the rest of his game, and perhaps shooting a pull shot instead of the snake, but we'll see. Dakota back down the middle. It's 1-1. Mike Campagna. Mike, a traditional pull shooter. Very organized game. Takes his time and then rips that pull shot home to make it 2-1. Mike Campagna now up 3-1 here in this opening game. And just like that, Dakota has tied it up at 3 here in this opening game. For the lead, Campagna shot attempt blocked by Diaz. Comes back to Mike. Dakota whiffing on the pull shot. Again, he's going to have to find other ways to score. Usually a dominant snake shooter. Really good lateral speed on the shot, but he simply can't shoot it right now. He's going to try it. Now it bounces up, stays on the table. Campagna now surging ahead. And the first game goes to Mike Campagna. Second game underway. Campagna won the opening game. Dakota Diaz trying to come back, but Dakota not feeling real confident with his game. Campagna is, and he's playing well. And slapping it home here is Campagna. Up a game, up a goal here in game number 2, Mike Campagna. Diaz will shoot the snake, and he'll drill that near corner. So apparently he's going to just withstand the pain of the sore wrist and shoot the snake shot, as he probably should if he wants to win. Campagna, of course, will shoot a pull shot, as he always does. Mike. And there's Dakota to get out there to make the block. Still 1-1 here in the second game. Best 3 games out of 5, the expert singles final. And it's now 2-1. Still 2-1. That one sent up the table. Picked off by Dakota Diaz. And Campagna catching the ball off that back wall. And stroking it home here is Mike Campagna, who is in control in this expert singles final. Up a game, up 3-1. And Dakota coming right back to cut the lead to 1. Campagna. Mike sits, waits, tried to go straight, blocked away, rebound up and back, and it's Dakota who ends up with it. Gonna look to pass. That one blocked back towards the goal. Left hand effort up the table. Then Dakota able to grab it on his 5. So he got it from his 2 to the 5 in a bit of a roundabout way. And then Campagna takes it away. Big shot here for Dakota, who strokes it home. So having the snake shot at his access is giving him confidence, and it's also giving him 2 in a row to tie it up. Mike Campagna putting the ball into play. He was up 3-1. It's now 3-3 here in game number 2. Mike does hold a 1-0 lead. Yeah, as he sets up his pull shot. Try to come down the middle. Dakota with a block. Campagna again. Key to Mike's pull shot is to really sell the straight right now. Dakota deciding split or straight, kind of daring him, and then kind of racing him to the hole. He has tried a couple of straights, which he needs to do, but really I think he needs to sell it maybe just a little bit better, maybe a higher backswing to give Dakota a little bit of time to get off the hole. Dakota can take the lead here, but there's Campagna with a block up into the air and off the table. Ball put back into play by Mike Campagna. Bringing you coverage of the 2016 Florida State Championships from Peabody's in Tampa. And again, Mike Campagna from goal. He's got a good pull shot on that 2-row. He's up 4-3. That one towards the goal. Left hand keeps it out for Campagna, who will now step back into offensive position. Mike with a slingshot. It's 2-0. Here we go. Third game underway. Dakota's got to get something going. He's going to try to do so here from a snake shot position as he walks it aggressively. Try to come back down the middle. Campagna there to make the block. No score, third game, 2-0 lead for Mike Campagna. Mike trying the slingshot again. And Campagna had a chance to grab it, couldn't do so. Then Dakota works it up the table, 2 to the 5. 5 to the 3. Taking a lot of time, then fires it home far side. Textbook series there. Possession for Dakota Diaz, who passed it to the 5, then quickly 5 to the 3, then took its time nicely before drilling home that snake shot. And we're going to get a timeout, and we're going to get a ref. So Tom Yor will now ref the match. You see Tom sitting down at the other end of the table. Still Dakota Diaz on the left, Mike Campagna on the right. 1-0 lead here in the third game for Dakota Diaz. And you saw Campagna look up at Yor. Thought maybe Dakota was a little bit rough in defending his ball pass. Campagna now will set it up and find the straight hole, or at least sold that one. Nicely done. It's 1-1. Mike Campagna leading 2-0 in this expert singles final. And he takes it away here. That one angled on goal unexpectedly, and Campagna will get a possession out of it as he grabs the rebound. Mike tried to stroke the long. Dakota eased out there to make the block and will now use his left hand on the 2-rod. Attempting to work it up the table, and he does, all the way up to his 3. I think Tom Yor was brought in by Mike Campagna because of the last possession on the 3-rod by Dakota. Not sure he took more than 15, but it was close. Taking a lot of time here as well. Tried to go to that straight hole. I'm thinking that was 12 or 13 there. It took a while to set it up. Campagna uses the left hand to keep it out. We're tied at 1 here in game 3. Campagna again trying the slingshot, which he closed out that last game. Again, this is the same possession. It's going to be close. I don't know that that one ever left. It doesn't matter because it's spiked back into the goal by Dakota.
What's the game? I got 1. 2-0. Ready? Yep.
Stolen away here by Diaz, who can increase his lead, and he does. It's 3-1. Maybe Dakota starting to get on a bit of a run here. But always very methodical. Doesn't take chances. Campagna really loves to work his series on the 5, work his series on the 3, take his time, use his options. Not a lot of flair and flash in his game. And he does find that short side of the goal with a pull shot to cut the lead to 1. 3-2 now in favor of Dakota Diaz. Diaz will set up the pull shot and stroke it down the middle. It's 4-2. We wondered if Dakota was ever going to get going in this match. And it looks like he finally has. He's up 4-2 here in the 3rd. Campagna can cut the lead to 1, however, as he sets up his pull shot. And the time call. So Campagna brought the official in to watch the time against Dakota, perhaps, and instead it's Campagna who gets called. Oh, beautiful pass along that outside wall. And the jar called. Ball awarded.
I've dropped that pass 3 times already.
I didn't see a reset, but I did see you jarred off his hand right there.
Ready, Mike? Ready?
Yep.
Dakota can win game number 3 right here. Again, back to the pull shot. Campagna able to keep him out. And the slingshot again. That's twice he's used it effectively in this match. It's now 4-3.
Come on, Mike. Ready? 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 Yep.
4-3 lead for Dakota Diaz. That one angled towards the goal. Dakota started to actually mark that point up, it looked like. That one and knocked back towards the goal. An odd play there. Campagna has been very good at keeping the left hand on his goalie rod and keeping out a couple of errant efforts. Again, going back to the slingshot. And then Campagna grabs it on his 5. Dakota with a second effort, able to grab it on his 2-rod. Angle it down the middle. Tony Spredeman standing up here watching with me, nodding his head in approval of that last pass, which was very Spredeman-like. Tries to pass it to the 3-rod, does pick it up off the back wall. He has a chance to win game number 3. Dakota Diaz walks it. And it's 2-1. All put into play by Mike Campagna, opening up the fourth game. Dakota Diaz with some momentum as he looks to come back from an early 2-0 deficit. Dakota working it up the table. He'll shoot for the early lead here. Campagna keeps him out. Mike eventually going to grab it in his goal area. Dakota getting possessions and getting scores. Boy, he whipped that one way out to that far side. It's 1-0.
I had to charge you your second time out for delayed game. Took too long.
Yeah, Mike, you want to do that to me?
It's not me. We got a ref on the table.
Come on, Mike. I thought we were buddies, man.
We are buddies. You're not the one cheating, brother.
All right,
I still love you, though.
time's up.
Nah, you don't love me. Come on.
Ready?
Yep.
1-0 lead here in the fourth game for Dakota Diaz. And Dakota up 2-0. Again, you see the talent that this kid has. Just doesn't get out on tour often enough, doesn't play against better players often enough. But if he did, this would be a force to be reckoned with.
Table 4, Pro Devils, Scott Taylor, 3, John Godfrey, Tom Taylor, 4.
And he has turned things around here on Mike Campagna, who won the first 2 games. Picked up here off that back wall by Diaz. Of course, we saw Dakota earlier in the weekend in an open singles match against his dad, which he won. And he's up 3-0 here in the fourth.
Ready?
Yeah.
Reset right in the middle of that one. Campagna trying to work his way back into this fourth game. He's lost control a little bit of the match. He'll grab the rebound and reset it. And then find that short hole. Really gave a nice move on that one, as we talked about earlier in the match. He got Dakota off the hole and was able to put the ball behind him. A long possession here, right up against the clock, and then brushes it down. Dakota Diaz. Stokes at home near side. Boy, he has shot it beautifully here in this fourth game. Apparently the wrist is feeling okay. And the left hook by Campagna makes it 4-2.
Ready?
Yep.
Taken away here by Campagna. Mike leads 2-1, but that lead is certainly threatened by the current score, which has Dakota Diaz up 4-2, and there's Dakota to get out there and block the pull shot. Chance to send it to game number 5 once again here. Dakota Diaz. Really walking it. Then comes back down the middle. Diaz again. Stokes at home. It's 2 games apiece. This match has turned into a good one. Mike Campagna won the first 2 games. Dakota Diaz came back to get
Table 5,
the next two as we head to game number 5. Mike Campagna putting it into play. Tried to pass it along the wall, blocked by Diaz. And the high lane here, successful for Campagna. Mike will look for the all-important early lead here in this 5th game. And he finds it again to that short side, using Dakota's speed against him. And that's really what he needs to do. And the ball taken away here by Campagna. Mike crisply brushing it through the lane. And he'll call timeout.
All set?
Yeah.
Ball put back into play by Campagna. He's come out here in this 5th game to get the first one. Tries to go to the long hole here. I think really he's using his long to kind of set up his straight right now. And he's able to poke this one through. No harm, no foul on the recoil attempt by Diaz. Does he go straight here? No, he goes down the middle. That's a nice pick, and it's 2-0. Here comes Diaz, who has been shooting the ball beautifully from his 3-row, especially when he walks it around. He's hit 5 of his last 6. Dakota tried to come near side, blocked up into the air and off the table.
Set?
Yep.
Shot down the middle on goal. Diaz able to pick it up. Work it to his 5. And Campagna with a block now sends it back into the goal area. And he's going to call timeout.
I'm out of timeout.
Still 2-0 in favor of Campagna. Dakota can cut the lead in half here. And he does. It's 2-1.
Yeah.
Mike Campagna. Tried to go inside. This time Dakota looking for it. Stayed home to make the block. And now we'll begin to work it up the table if he can. Now it's going to roll to a stop. Ball put back into play by Dakota Diaz. 2-1 lead here in the 5th game for Mike Campagna. Rushed down here by Dakota. Try to come back down the middle. Like to see him set that up a little better. He's so good to the corners that he really telegraphed that one a little bit. Pass along the outside wall, up and back. Both players had chances to grab it. It's Dakota who ends up with it, and he'll once again restart with the left hand as he begins to work it up the table. Looking to even it up at 2. Dakota Diaz tried to come near side, blocked and taken away by Campagna. Again, take 4, 5, 6, 8 seconds on that possession. Walk it around aggressively. Let the defender work. It was kind of just a pot shoot as he just got it and kind of guessed. But these are things that these players will learn.
Ready?
No. Yes.
Campagna able to grab it here. And stroke it home from goal. It's got a good pull shot back there. As you see Tony Sprademan looking on. Mike Campagna up 3-1 here in the 5th game. This would be a nice win for Mike. And he's a goal away from getting that win as he again fires the pull shot aggressively down the table through Diaz. Man, he's up 4-1. Dakota Diaz, remember, had a couple of opportunities as he goes with the back pin here to make it 4-2. But Dakota had a couple of chances to make it 2-2 here in this 5th game. Neither of them were great possessions. So now he's up against the wall. It's 4-2. See if Dakota does something defensively. Does have the left hand on both goalie rods. Campagna has scored the last 2 from here. That one bounces towards the goal, kept out by the left hand of Dakota. It bounces to Campagna, who can win it. Looking for the Expert Singles Championship. Mike Campagna stubs it in.